a founder talk which will be delivered by Mr. Shubham Sahu and Mr. Sanjay Maurya from YouBreathe company. So Mr. Shubham is working as a head of operation at YouBreathe company, which deals in air purifier. He has completed his BTech from PSIT College Kanpur and then completed marketing and operations management course at New Delhi Institute of Management. And Mr. Sanjay Maurya is the co-founder of YouBreathe, which deals in natural air purifiers. He has done his graduation from IIT Kanpur and further studies from the University of Delhi. So I welcome Mr. Shubham and Mr. Sanjay to the talk.
Hello.
Should we start? Yes. Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Sanjay and I have with me Shubham and both of us work with YouBreathe. And let me give a brief introduction of myself, and then once Shubham comes, he can also introduce himself properly. I graduated from IIT Kanpur in 2013, and back then I wanted to do a startup primarily. I also had a very small stint during my undergrad days as well. So I did a 6-month startup sprint during my third year, and it didn't work out. But I got a flavor of what a startup, might look like. So from that point of view and that mindset, I joined one of my seniors from IIT Kanpur itself, and it was a startup in automobile sector. It was called Auto Ninja. I thought that would be the best way to understand how a startup generally functions. So I joined him. I worked there for 4 years. From a team of 5 members, we grew to almost 200 members, and ultimately the company got acquired by ICICI back in 2017. And that was the point when I also parted ways from Auto Ninja, and I started thinking of what might be what the field I would want to sort of go forward as a startup or as a venture I might want to pick. And during that time itself, I also got an opportunity to do my MBA from FMS Delhi. So I did my MBA for 2 years. It gave me 2 more years to brainstorm and identify the sectors that I would want to go. And during those 2 years, during my MBA itself, I started exploring different fields. I always have been living in a metro city. I originally come from Lucknow, then I studied at Kanpur, and since last 10 years I've been living in Delhi NCR. So I understand the problems of urban cities. So that was the starting point for me, that I would want to solve problems of urban cities. And when I say problems of urban cities, 3 fundamental elements come to the mind: food, water and air. In food and water, we have seen a lot of innovation, lot of work happening in the last few years, but air as a segment has been left untouched for a very long time. And from an engineering point of view and from a business point of view, this segment really offered a good growth potential. So with those thoughts, I started exploring the air purification, air pollution market as a segment. And by the time I completed my MBA in 2019, I already had some prototypes in hand. So that gave me good confidence to get into this segment. So immediately after my MBA, I formally started working on YouBreathe, and ever since last 5 years from 2019, I've been running this company, and now we are a team of 20 members. It's been 5 years. We are incubated at IIT Ropar. We also raised seed fund from certain known faces in the segment. Last year we also appeared on Shark Tank, and it's a good journey. It's been a good journey. I will tell you more about it in the following slides. But that's just my introduction, and today I want to just share my journey, and Shubham will also do the same. And I hope that the journey might resonate with some of you, and we will also try to have a Q&A session wherein you can ask any questions that you might have. And I come from a very focused startup background. All of my experience from last 10 years has been in the startup ecosystem. So I might be able to sort of help you with certain queries or thoughts that you might have. But that is my intention for today, that I can share my journey and maybe I can resonate with some of you. And if you guys have some specific questions, I will try to take them up. So just 2 minutes on what exactly our company do. So our company's formal name is Urban Air Labs. With Urban Air Labs, we work on nature-based technologies for air purification remedies. So typically air purifiers, they have a mechanical filter. If you have ever used an air purifier, all the air purifiers have a mechanical filter. You have the airflow pass through that filter. Filter will capture the dust particle. After 2 or 3 months, that filter will get choked, and you will have to change those filters, and you repeat the cycle. So to me, that didn't suit well. This is a very quick fix kind of a way to treat the air pollution. And air pollution as a problem is not just the dust pollution. It is more than that. You have gaseous pollutants as well. During COVID, the whole world got to know that there are airborne viruses and bacteria as well. Let's say for this is small of a room we are sitting, so we are having too many people in the room right now, so we might also have a problem of CO2 management. So those kind of things also come with the air pollution problems. So filter based air purifiers don't exactly treat the entire spectrum of air pollutants. So with that in mind, we started exploring nature-based technologies wherein we get inspiration from nature itself and try to find a solution or a product which has a commercial use case. So we have 2 major technologies. One is plant-based air purification technology, and second one is water-based air purification technologies. So plant-based air purification technology is called breathing roots technology. Essentially, we magnify a single plant's capability to clean the air by almost 500 times. So this product that you see is called UBreathe Live. You put one single plant in this machine, it will have the same impact if you had 500 normal plants in a single small room. So that's a big magnification level. There are certain 10-15 companies exactly working in this field globally, but 500 magnification has never been achieved before. So we are the first one to do that. It's a big milestone for us. So with this product, we are able to treat the pollution level in states like Delhi as well, where Delhi being the most polluted cities in the entire world most of the time. So this is one of the technology. Other technology is we call it rain shower technology. Essentially, we have taken inspiration from the natural rains. So you might have noticed that once there is a rainfall, you get very fresh air. So that is because all of the dust and certain other pollutants generally settle down for a while, and then you get that freshness in the air. So we have taken inspiration from that, and we have developed the rain shower technology, which is primarily used in more commercial setups. So we have wall-mounted solutions for big buildings, wherein this water-based air purification can give you larger capacity to clean the air. For example, this building can be treated with those kind of technologies. So those are the 2 major technologies, and this is essentially what we do. So more specifically, we were given a topic of talking about IoT in hardware products, and more specifically for us, we want to focus more on how the concept of IoT is helpful or maybe implemented in hardware-based innovation startup. So right, so IoT-enabled products. It's been some time that this has been a talking point for many industries, that we need to implement IoT, we need to get more products or services which are IoT enabled, and so I also wanted to sort of share my thoughts on the same. So for me, I think of hardware products. The journey of hardware products has 3 stages. Wherein the first stage, the first generation products typically try to solve the most critical problem that the product is built for. So for example, let's say we take an example of automobile vehicles. So the earlier first generation automotive vehicle had one single job, which was to give you a faster ride from one place to other place. And that was it. There was no other use case for it. There was no sensors or no nothing. So that was the first generation product, and it went on for a very long time. Then the second generation product came with a lot of sensors built in. So you now had a lot of speedometer, a lot of sensors which can tell you what is the kind of tire pressure that you have, what is the mileage that you are getting from the vehicle, and all those things. But the feedback was still a little incomplete, because the information that you were getting, it was on the user to decide how to use that information. Then the next stage, wherein the third generation product, which uses the IoT actually, wherein the information that you are getting, it is used actively by the system itself to correct itself, or maybe to better or improve its services. So for example, in automotive vehicle itself, so now a lot of vehicles are coming up with these IoT enabled parts, wherein the certain elements, for example, the air conditioning in the automobile vehicle, it can automatically adjust based on what's happening outside or what is the temperature inside of the vehicle. So those type of features have now evolved in this industry. So coming back to my point, these 3 stages for any hardware innovation remains the same. So let's say if someone wants to start a new business, or maybe is trying to identify a new product or solution which is primarily a hardware innovation, in the first stage you always want to solve the most critical problem. In our case, our first generation products, the air purifiers, they were doing only one job, which was only to clean the air, and we didn't even have any sensors or anything to tell the users if there is some improvement or not, and we left it onto the user to sort of see if there is some change or not. At best, we used to provide certain other sensors, air quality monitors and sensors, which can tell you the overall impact or overall improvement. The second generation product that we in fact currently have, we are in the second stage actually. Those products are essentially equipped with all the air quality sensors. It can tell the users what's happening with the air quality, air pollution wise, and what has been the change or the improvement once the product was installed, or it's been live. So we are currently in the second phase of that innovation, and soon we might want to move on to the third stage, which is the IoT enabled air purifiers, which can automatically decide whether it should be running on a, let's say, maximum capacity or a turbo mode, or maybe the pollution levels are not that high, so maybe it can just shut off automatically. So that is the third stage of innovation in air purifiers, or in our business we are going to do. But overall, this is how the technology will be evolving in our segments also. Yeah. So with UV journey, let me just take 2-3 minutes more. We started back in 2019. Idea was that traditionally we know that there are certain plants which can clean the air. This is traditional knowledge in India as well. We always have been told that there should be a tulsi ka paudha, or maybe a people or bargat ka ped near our houses. It can clean the air, it can provide oxygen and all those things. So we really tested it. We saw that there is definite positive correlation. Plants definitely can clean the air. It's just that plants cleaning capability is extremely passive. So for this room also, if you want to have plants to clean the air, you would have to have almost 1,000 or maybe more plants to have any significant improvement. And that's not possible or practical. So that has been the genesis of our work, wherein we started building a technology called breathing roots, which can amplify the cleaning capability of these plants. So the rightmost product that you see, we were invited by Thailand government. This was our first prototype actually. It was able to magnify the cleaning capability of single plant by almost 20 times. So one single plant will have 20 plants cleaning capability. Then the UV Life came into the picture after 3 years. So for the initial 3 years, we were extremely focused on just the technology development. And actually COVID was extremely fruitful for us because we didn't have anything else to do. So we just focused internally and really started working on the technology. So the UV Life product is actually a product which came during the COVID times. This was also funded by one of the government agencies for treatment of airborne COVID particles. So this is a product which got discovered or which got developed during that time only. More recently, we last year featured on Shark Tank India. We got funded by Namita Thapar. She has a very keen interest in healthcare and air purification domain. And we are also incubated and funded by IIT Ropar. So this largely covers our 3-4 years of journey. And this year, the 5th year, we've developed few more products which are more focused on commercial setups, larger spaces like this building and factories. And using those 5-6 products portfolio, this year we are extremely focused on getting our revenue models and business models fixed. So we now have a technology which really gives us good impact, is really working, it's been tested all over the places. Now we want to get our business models and revenue models sorted. So that's the journey that we have seen in our startup. Quickly, importance of air pollution. We almost are in Delhi right now. So I don't think air pollution needs any introduction, but quickly, air pollution and indoor air pollution are two different problems. Indoor air pollution can be a bigger problem than outside air pollution because in indoors you don't only have to focus on dust pollution. So for example, outside we have a lot of construction going on, so it's extremely bad dust pollution wise, which is generally measured in PM 2.5 and PM 10, which is the particulate matter count. But in indoors, we also have to deal with gaseous contaminants. So for example, if you have new furniture in the house, or maybe let's say you've got the entire place freshly painted, so you will get a lot of fumes. Or in Indian households, a lot of fumes also come from the kitchen area. So that contributes to the gaseous pollutants. Then you also have biological contaminants, primarily or bacteria or maybe viruses. So let's say someone sneezes right now. So a lot of bacteria will just travel inside of this space for a very long time through air. So those kind of contaminants are also there. And because indoors are tightly packed, for example, this room is also tightly packed. So these contaminants will remain inside for a very long time. So that is why most of the time indoor pollution is actually 3 to 5 times more dangerous than the outside air pollution. and that is the field, that is the focus area that we have chosen for ourselves. We only focus on indoor air pollution, and that's a big problem. And I mean, because we are living in Delhi right now, so it's a thing that we all should know and have some active plan against it. Integration of IoT elements in UBreathe, I will ask Shubham to touch upon that, and yeah, Shubham will also give his introduction.
Hi all, I'm Shubham. So I'll start what I have done after my formal education. So once I completed my MBA, as my MBA was in operation domain, so I always wanted to go in operation segment. So post my education, I have joined Indigo Airlines. There I have worked for quite a good few years. But ultimately, I was not getting what I wanted from my life. So during that time only, I came across Sanjay and got to know about UBreathe and all. And I didn't think twice before getting on board with UBreathe. And since then, it's going great. So what I would say that as you guys right now are in the college, so in my college time also I was not having a proper clarity that down the line, like in few years, what I'm actually gonna do. So I did some experiments, I did a job, and then I came across UBreathe, and it was also experiment. I was not it was an unknown thing for me how it's going to be. But fortunately, it turned out to be good. So I was in my that point of life, I was eliminating things which I don't wanted to do rather than focusing what I wanted to do. But during that phase only I got to realize that this is something what I wanted to do. And since I have joined UP, we have been doing great in terms of technology and in terms of IoT development and all. So coming on to that point, so as of now, you all know that what our product is and what we are doing. And IoT is something which is I would say it's endless. You can do whatever you want to do. But when you're doing a business, you have to put a comma or a full stop in between to think what we are offering to our customer and how it's going to be. So as of now, we are in the second stage of our product, as Sanjay has categorized earlier that in our product journey there are 3 stages and we are in the second right now. So apart from products, we also offer services to the client in which we do air quality audits and provide solution as per their needs, because we don't deal in particular one type of pollutant. We cover whole spectrum of pollutant, and that is something that we are able to do through our IoT based technologies, in which we deploy different type of sensor in the client and analyze the data till the point we get what exactly is the problem. Is it PM 2.5? Is it TVOCs? Is there a problem of carbon monoxide in the factory premises, or is there something which is unknown? So that we do with the help of IoT. So we collect the data, we analyze, and based on that we draft a solution for the problem that they have. And during that interim also, this is a continuous feedback process. Even for example, if I have to say I have to do an audit of this place, I will place a sensor, quite a few, one for the ambient air quality, one for the indoor, and then we'll compare those data, what exactly is the pollutant. So once we get those data, we'll be able to identify whether the problem is of PM 2.5 or TVOC. Then after that, we'll try to identify the sources from where that pollution is coming, because in India the pollutant, it is not from outdoor basically, it's indoor air pollution is more critical. So we identify what is the indoor source through these IoT technologies, and we then implement our solution across it. So the technologies could be in like form of sensors, and then secondary on which we are currently working is getting a feedback, like a interactive tool that a customer could have, that he or the customer can analyze that when is the time to change filters in a air purifier. Okay, so like as of now, air purifier market is similar to the market 20 years back, which was for water purifier. When RO was like recently into the market. So there, people even do not know that they had this problem with their water. So as of now, the situation is that only. People do not understand that they have a very big indoor problem. So once they get to know the problem, they go for a air purifier that they think that purifier will solve their problem. But unfortunately, the customers at this stage are not very formally educated, like how to use what best could be taken out from a air purifier, like when the filter needs replacement and all. So based on this IoT technology, we are imparting educating our customer as well, that this is a time to look into the air purifier, that if it needs some changes or it needs some service. So this is something which we are currently doing with the IoT based technology in hand. And if I talk about IoT, there are like endless things we like geofencing we can do. Even we have like some customers with us which are very close to us, and with their feedback also we develop things. So they are like having asthma issues. So whenever they like go to their house, they want their air purifier to be up and running. So they had some home automation as such, and we can also include like geofencing the air purifier. But that is something like I think you all are tech enthusiasts, so even our team has many tech enthusiasts, so they try to put everything in the system from like endless thinking. But unfortunately, we have to have to restrict something, because at the end it's the customer whose needs and demands needs to be catered. So we can't put all the IoTs in the system. We have to limit it as per the mass need. So this is something which we currently focus on. We can move. So next is lesson learns. So this is one of the things that I would like to put upon, which I have already, I think, spoke about. So this is something IT can do like lot of things, but we have to make changes to a product as per the customer need and demand, because any small or big changes we make to the system, so it gives a cost to a business, which we have to ultimately justify the cost in the market. And in the Indian market, the customers are very much price centric, and we have to be in competition with the brands which are like coming from global, because India is a market in which customers are highly focused on cost. Even they are able to compromise on other factors if the cost is given a point. So we have to be like very much focused on cost point before like putting everything on IoT and giving a feedback to the system and making that cross communication. So this is something learning that we had like over a few years about the IoT. And if there is anything specific that you guys want to talk about, or you have any question, we can come up with that and we can discuss it further.
Does magnifying and purifying capacity affects the plant size?
No, we have run a like lot of tests on that. So fortunately, we have got some positive results. So the pollutant that the plant captures and the microbes that used to degrade that pollutant and convert into some other form, that basically improves the plant's health. So more the pollutant, more the healthier the plant would be.
So, but when the rate is magnified, then the soil must be more nutrient to purify the air, because as it is purifying more air, it must be needing more nutrients for it's a growth.
So the soil nutrients does not is not related to the purification level. That phenomena is called phytoremediation. This term was earlier coined by NASA, in which they have quoted that there are certain plants in nature which do support phytoremediation and through which they could clean the air. So based on that study only we have built our technology. So what does exactly phytoremediation do? So when we talk about phytoremediation and a plant, so phytoremediation is a phenomena through which plant cleans the air, and during our research we have found that only 5 to 10% of phytoremediation happens on the leaf zones, and rest 90 to 95% of the phytoremediation happen on the soil root zone, which is below the ground. So that area which is below the ground remains unutilized. So we have developed the technology which is called breathing root technology, in which we have created a system through which maximum interaction of air happens with the soil root zone, where the microbes captures those pollutants which are in the nature and decomposes it. So it does not have any relation with the nutrients of the soil.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि
Yes.
प्लांट्स एक्चुअल में काम आई मीन एयर को प्योरीफाई करते कैसे हैं, वो थोड़ा सा एक मैकेनिज्म अगर आप हमें एक लेमन लैंग्वेज में समझा सकें, दैट वुड बी रियली
I'll just come back to your question. So, but this was the entirety of our presentation, and we actually wanted to spend a little more time on actually talking to you, because we were not sure as to what will excite you or maybe of interest to you. So from this point onward, whatever you might want to talk, we are up for that, whether it is technology or whether it is how to run a business or maybe something else from the startup point of view, or maybe if it is from the IoT point of view. So we are open to those questions. So we want to spend next 15-20 minutes on that. So presentation wise, this is it. We can take the question. Maybe the first question is this one only. I'll just repeat the question. Plant clean कैसे करता है, वो एक बार सबको सिंपलर वे में समझाते हैं. तो प्लांट्स कैसे क्लीन करते हैं, इसकी जो कॉमन अंडरस्टैंडिंग है वो ये है कि प्लांट्स अपनी लीफ से क्लीनिंग करते हैं. हम लोगों ने देखा होगा कि जो भी रोड साइड पे या फिर घर पे भी प्लांट्स होते हैं, उनकी लीव्स एकदम डस्ट से पूरा अक्यूमुलेट हो जाता है उसमें. तो दिस हैज़ बीन द कॉमन नॉलेज, बट कॉन्ट्रेरी टू व्हाट वी बिलीव, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द क्लीनिंग हैपेंस इनसाइड ऑफ द सॉइल ऑफ दीज प्लांट्स. सॉइल के अंदर जहाँ पर आपके रूट्स होते हैं, रूट्स के आसपास बहुत सारे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स डेवलप होते हैं. जनरली माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स आपका प्लांट की ग्रोथ को भी हेल्प करते हैं, और ये माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हवा से अपने न्यूट्रिएंट्स अपना खाना लेते हैं और वैसे सर्वाइव करते हैं. इसका आप रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल देखेंगे, जो हमारी पल्सेस होती हैं, दाल होती हैं, दाल भी ऐसी बनती है कि वो हवा से अपना नाइट्रोजन और फॉस्फेट लेती हैं, उसको ब्रेक डाउन करती हैं. बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस है जो शुभम ने बताया, जिसको फाइटोरेमिडिएशन बोलते हैं, और उसका बाई प्रोडक्ट होता है प्रोटीन, विच इज़ योर दाल और पल्सेस. सो ये नेचुरली अकरिंग फिनोमिना है. कुछ स्पेसिफिक प्लांट्स हैं जो बहुत तेज़ी से हवा को एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं एनवायरनमेंट से, और कुछ हार्मफुल कंटामिनेंट्स को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर देते हैं इनटू नॉन हार्मफुल कंटामिनेंट्स. सो फॉर एग्जांपल जो आपका फॉर्मेल्डिहाइड होता है, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड होता है, इस तरह की गैसेस रहती हैं, ये बहुत तेज़ी से ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाती है इनटू नॉन हार्मफुल एलिमेंट्स. सो ये प्रोसेस नॉर्मली होती है. नासा ने यही रिसर्च की थी 1980s में, बिकॉज वो चाह रहे थे कि कोई ऐसे फिल्टर बनाए जाएँ जो स्पेस शिप्स पे ले जाएँ, ताकि बार बार उनको फिल्टर ना चेंज करने पड़ जाए. तो कोई सेल्फ सस्टेन्ड फिल्टर मैकेनिज्म ढूंढ रहे थे वो लोग. तो दे प्रोवाइडेड अ लिस्ट ऑफ 15 प्लांट्स which suggested that these 15 plants have cleaning capabilities of these certain types. और वो स्टडी वहीं पे ख़त्म हो गई. वहीं से एक्चुअली हम लोगों ने पिक किया. We also realized that these plants which इन टुडेज मार्केट अगर आप किसी प्लांट शॉप पे जाओगे तो बहुत सारे एयर प्यूरीफाइंग प्लांट टाइप्स मिलते हैं आपको। तो इन एयर प्यूरीफाइंग प्लांट्स में क्लीनिंग कैपेबिलिटी तो है बट वो एक्सट्रीमली लिमिटेड है। जो मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया था कि इस रूम के लिए मेरे को वो 1000 पौधे लगाने पड़ेंगे तब जाके कोई सिग्निफिकेंट इम्प्रूवमेंट होगा एयर क्वालिटी में। सो जो ब्रीदिंग रूट्स टेक्नोलॉजी जो हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी है एक्चुअली में इस प्रोसेस को एक्टिवेट कर देती है, एम्पलीफाई कर देती है। सो जो आपकी मशीन्स हैं, आप पीछे जाएंगे स्लाइड पे, ये इसी तरह से जो आपका यूविड लाइफ है, इवन जो वॉल माउंटेड सोल्यूशन जिसको हम लोग यूविड रेन बोलते हैं, इसमें जो पूरी मशीन है, मशीन के अंदर जब आप प्लांट को पॉट करते हो, बहुत ही स्पेशली डिज़ाइन मशीन है जिसके अंदर एयर फ्लो ऐसा मेंटेन है कि बहुत एक्टिवली ये एनवायरनमेंट से हवा एब्जॉर्ब करता है। मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द एयर इज डायरेक्टेड टूवर्ड्स द सॉइल रूट जोन। द सॉइल मीडिया इज ऑल्सो स्पेशली बिल्ट सो दैट इट प्रमोट्स द माइक्रोबियल ग्रोथ इनसाइड ऑफ द सॉइल रूट जोन। और जो एनवायरमेंटल कंटामिनेंट्स हैं those are directed towards that soil media, soil root zone, and सारी की सारी हवा आपकी सॉइल के थ्रू होकर पास होकर फिर बाहर निकलती है, so that plant gets more and more chances to clean those contaminants. So this is मतलब बहुत simpler way में how the breathing roots technology work. Essentially जैसे नाम से क्लियर है कि वो सॉइल की और रूट्स की ब्रीदेबिलिटी को इम्प्रूव कर रहा है ताकि वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कंटामिनेंट्स को ट्रीट करने का उसको चांस मिले। सो दिस इज़ द ब्रीदिंग रूट्स टेक्नोलॉजी। डिपेंडिंग ऑन द प्रोडक्ट, द साइज ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट और द सिस्टम, द कैपेबिलिटी इज़ डिफरेंट। तो छोटा वाला जो प्रोडक्ट है इट हैज़ ओनली 20 टाइम्स मैग्निफिकेशन। दिस बिग प्रोडक्ट हैज़ मैग्निफिकेशन ऑफ 500 टाइम्स। देन द वॉल माउंटेड सोल्यूशन दैट हैज़ बोथ प्लांट बेस्ड एयर क्लीनिंग एंड प्लांट के पीछे देयर इज अ कंसिस्टेंट वाटर कर्टेन। तो वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स आपके नीचे आती रहती हैं। वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स आर ऑल्सो इलेक्ट्रिकली चार्ज्ड सो दैट इट कैन वेरी क्विकली अट्रैक्ट दोज डस्ट पार्टिकल्स एंड सच, और वो बहुत जल्दी ट्रीट कर सकते हैं। तो जो वॉल माउंटेड सोल्यूशन है दैट हैज़ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ प्लांट बेस्ड एयर क्लीनिंग एंड दी वाटर बेस्ड एयर क्लीनिंग, एंड इसीलिए उसका कवरेज और कैपेसिटी भी ज़्यादा है। So this is typically how the breathing roots technology work and the magnification is achieved.
सर एक्चुअल क्लीनिंग प्लांट की वजह से हो रही है या माइक्रोब्स प्रेजेंट इन द सॉइल उसकी वजह से हो रही है?
Microbes.
सो कांट बी सस्टेन माइक्रोब्स विदाउट द प्लांट, उनको एक्स्ट्रा न्यूट्रिशन या वो सब वहाँ पे सॉइल में मिक्स करके देते हैं?
तो ये ऑनगोइंग रिसर्च PhD टॉपिक है। I know for a fact that certain studies and researches are going on that field, जहाँ पर आप माइक्रोबियल ग्रोथ को आइसोलेट करते हो, उसी के थ्रू आप एयर ट्रीटमेंट का
प्लांट्स
कोशिश करते हो।
ऑफ नो यूज देन इस पूरे इकोसिस्टम में ओनली द माइक्रोब्स विल बी ऑफ।
सो ऑनगोइंग रिसर्च है, इट्स अ बिग टॉपिक। इनफैक्ट उसी लाइन पे थोड़ी और रिसर्चेज भी चल रही है जहाँ पर आप एल्गाई बेस्ड एयर क्लीनिंग करते हो। तो एल्गी बहुत तेज़ी से CO2 कंज्यूम करता है और बहुत तेज़ी से CO2 कंज्यूम करके उसको आपका बाई प्रोडक्ट O2 मिलता है। तो उस तरह की चीज़ों में भी इस टाइम पे बहुत ज़्यादा अग्रेसिव रिसर्चेस चल रही हैं। साउथ कोरिया एंड सर्टेन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ इन यूरोप, वहाँ पर इस तरह की रिसर्चेस पे स्पेसिफिक डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं। तो आई फील दैट दोज रिसर्चेस विल टर्न आउट will give us some positive result in certain years, but the idea is that in the time to come in the future, these type of sustainable technologies or technologies which are inspired from the nature will play a crucial role and have a larger say compared to the quick fixes or mechanical based products and such. But yes, that's one way.
So in starting slide you talked about based on law of physics. So what law of physics is used here?
Law of physics, sir.
First PPT you talked about some physics law is used for this product. You on the first slide. This next.
Okay, laws of physics. So laws of physics में sir, the idea is that the airflow, that air purifier is actually only about having a good airflow mechanism. So let's say we have a centralized air conditioning system here, and with the centralized air conditioning system, we will definitely also have a centralized air filtration system as well. But how that filter is placed and what has been the design of the entire airflow so that we get a comfortable environment in this room, that is all that is all, I mean, that term means the laws of physics. So with our system also, it's not simply just putting a plant and forcing a lot of air towards the soil medium. It's rather having a system which optimize that airflow towards the soil root zone and have a optimal absorption happening inside of that, so that we get the best purification possible. At the same time, plant's health is not compromised. So that was the intention.
So which sensor we will use for purifying air with the use of water?
With use of water.
Yes.
So use of water या फिर कोई भी और तरीके का, I mean, for any other type of air
नहीं, जैसे कि
purification.
आपने बताया कि हम एयर को क्लीन करेंगे विद एयर प्लांट और वाटर.
जी.
Which sensor we will use?
Right. So I was going to come to that. It doesn't matter कि किस तरह से आप एयर को क्लीन कर रहे हो. अगर आपको एयर क्वालिटी को चेक करना है तो टिपिकली यू हैव डस्ट पोल्यूशन को सेंस करने वाले सेंसर्स, typically your PM 2.5 and PM 10 sensors. Then you have specific gases based sensors which can detect a specific type of gas. For example, if you have a CO2 monitor, CO2 sensor, then other, I mean, the list is endless. So let's say if you are on a factory setup and you have a methane gas that can have a potential sort of leakage. So you get those methane sensors that can detect methane very fast. And then the biological contaminants. So let's say if you want to know what is the bacterial growth or what is the airborne viruses inside of this room, those sensors are very specific sensors, and those are not real-time sensors as of now. You have to collect the data sample, air sample, and get it tested in those big machines. So वो एक अलग type के sensors हैं. But typically you have three categories: dust sensors, gas sensors, specific gas sensors, and then you have biological sensors.
So if you are basically you are dealing with the indoor part, so how you are monitoring, how you are controlling the oxygen part, because that is very important. As we are sitting right now in this room and we feel like yawning, so it means we have less oxygen content in our air. That's why we are feeling like that, and that's a major problem with all the classrooms and this studio kind of classrooms. So how you are going to monitor that? Yeah, how you are going to deal with that?
So CO2 management is a very specific segment of air quality management. Typically CO2 management is managed by introducing fresh air, and that is primarily the reason also the CO2 gets spiked in any situation, any room. Typical use cases are your fitness centers, gyms, where a lot of people come at the same time, and they are also, they require a lot of oxygen because they are exercising. So CO2 buildup is extremely high, and setups like this one, like the conference rooms or the classrooms, a lot of people just meet together at one place. And especially the HVAC or the centralized air conditioning system, they have a very static fresh air supply. So it doesn't change basis on how many people we have in this room. If we have 5 people in this room, then also the fresh air supply will be the same. Also will be the same if we have 100 people in this room. So that is why primarily the CO2 gets built up. To manage that, you want to get more fresh air coming in inside of your indoor space. So we have products which introduces fresh air from outside after treatment. So we have a product called UV ventilation. It's a product which is mounted on outside walls, it cleans the air from the outside and then pumps the fresh air inside of the room basis on how much the fresh air supply is needed in the room. So that is how the fresh air supply is managed, and that is how the CO2 is also managed. There is no other way.
So, sir, just to know that device which is based outside, आपने कोई ना कोई डिवाइस अंदर के आई मीन इनसाइड द रूम भी इंस्टॉल करना ज़रूरी होगा in order to check the requirement of the oxygen, isn't it?
Absolutely, not just the oxygen but also other contaminants. You always want to have a benchmark कि मेरे बिल्डिंग के और मेरे घर के और मेरे ऑफिस के बाहर ये सिचुएशन है and what is the situation inside of the building, and then you compare, and not just one outside and one indoor. Even you want to put 10 at different location in your indoor space as well. So for example, air is a very dynamic phenomena. इस रूम में जितना प्रॉब्लम होगा या जिस टाइप का प्रॉब्लम होगा हो सकता है बाहर एग्जैक्टली डिफरेंट हो. किचन के बाजू में या फिर आपका वॉशरूम के बाजू में प्रॉब्लम्स कैन बी इंटायरली डिफरेंट, बिकॉज वहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट्स दूसरे यूज़ होते हैं, जो क्लीनर्स होते हैं वो बहुत तरह की यूज़ देते हैं. सो बहुत ज़्यादा बेंचमार्किंग करनी पड़ती है आपको और बहुत सारे डेटा पॉइंट्स कलेक्ट करने पड़ते हैं.
And so nowadays, these air conditioning companies are also integrating few things with the air conditioning solution. So, and we can see that they are going into a space of air purifiers and all, and they are squeezing the air purifier part. So, do you think that in future we have a scope for air purifiers, or will it take?
I didn't exactly get the question.
मतलब exactly I can see कि the air conditioning solutions we are nowadays we are getting that they are telling us that we have ionizers, that we are purifying the airs and all.
Right.
So that market is overtaking this purifier market, or it's expanding?
So as Shubham mentioned, we are in extremely nascent stages of air purifier market. Very similarly, in early 90s जैसे वाटर प्यूरिफायर्स इंडिया में इंट्रोड्यूस हुए थे, किसी को आइडिया भी नहीं था कि प्यूरिफायर्स की ज़रूरत है भी कि नहीं. सो वी हैड दोज घड़े वाले फिल्टर्स, देन एक्वागार्ड केम, देन आरओ केम, देन आरओ प्लस यूवी केम, एंड नाउ वी हैव आरओ प्लस यूवी का सप्लाई चेन होल बिल्ट अप, एंड वी नो दैट दिस इज द मोस्ट ऑप्टिमल थिंग. सो उसी तरह से इस टाइम पे एयर प्यूरिफायर सेगमेंट में बहुत सारे एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हो रहे हैं. आपके एयर कंडीशनिंग के थ्रू हम कर सकते हैं क्या प्यूरिफिकेशन? Can we do implement technologies like ours? There are algae-based, moss-based cleaning. There are also ionizers. Wearable products भी हैं जो आपने शायद नोटिस किया हो, बहुत फेमस हुआ था कोविड के टाइम पे. शशि थरूर पहन के घूमते थे. तो वेरेबल प्रोडक्ट्स भी हैं कि आप अपने साथ में एयर प्यूरिफायर लेके घूमें. तो अभी बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी चल रही हैं. आई फील दैट the situation will get clear in next 5 years or so, where we have certain things which really work, and we will have a more saturated or maybe more stable market. But abhi aapko kafi sare is like experiments
like
ki
we can support that air conditioning part, and we can develop such thing that can be integrated with the air conditioners. So I think that will give us a better opportunity in the future.
that's definitely one thought, and इसीलिए वो बहुत सारी कंपनी उस तरफ जा भी रही हैं. But it's too early to say कि how things will pan out. But definitely if you have already an air wellness device, basically all these conditioning or purification, these are all air wellness devices. So if you already have an air wellness device which is pumping air into your environment, if you're able to sort of add one more feature to it, that's definitely one way to think, and but it's too early to say.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि यूजुअली एक इंडियन हाउस होल्ड के अंदर कितने तरह के एयर पॉल्यूटेंट्स होते हैं, और क्या आपका ये जो प्रोडक्ट है यू ब्रीथ लाइफ एंड रूट्स करके, तो ये क्या सभी पॉल्यूटेंट्स से डील कर पाता है या देयर इज सम लिमिट? आई मीन
टिपिकल इंडियन हाउस होल्ड में इस टाइम पे सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम तो PM 2.5 की ही है, बिकॉज आउटसाइड ही इतना ज़्यादा पोल्यूशन एंड डस्ट है, और स्पेशली इंडियन हाउस होल्ड्स आर बिल्ट इन अ वेरी वेंटिलेटेड वे. हम लोग घर से ही ऐसे बचपन से बोला जाता है कि घर हवादार होना चाहिए और दैट. सो वी हैव वेंटिलेटेड हाउसेज, सो लॉट ऑफ आउटसाइड एयर कम्स इनटू योर हाउस. इवन इन दिल्ली वी हैव ऑब्जर्व दैट बाहर कितना भी एक्सट्रीम पोल्यूशन हो, आप तब भी घर के दरवाजे खोलना चाहते हो. सो PM 2.5 is a major problem in Indian cities. Then second problem is your TVOCs, which is volatile organic compounds, typical gaseous contaminants. उनका जो सोर्सेज होता है वो आपका किचन, इंडिया में स्पेशल टाइप की कुकिंग होती है, उसकी वजह से बहुत सारी फ्यूम्स निकलती हैं. कई बार आप लोगों ने नोटिस किया होगा कि घर में कभी छौंक लगती है तो 2-3 घंटे तक वो पता लगता है, या आपको दूर वाले घर से भी पता लगता है किसी घर में क्या बन रहा है. सो वो एक बड़ा सोर्स रहता है. तीसरा जो हमारा रहता है कि घर में जो वार्निशेज होती हैं आपके फर्नीचर और पेंट्स पे, इंडिया में वो पेंट्स पे अभी कंट्रोल काफ़ी कम है. सो बहुत सारे पेंट्स ऐसे यूज़ होते हैं जो बहुत सारी कंट्रीज़ में बैंड भी हैं एक्चुअली, बिकॉज जो उनसे फ्यूम्स निकलती हैं, जो VOCs रिलीज होते हैं, दोज आर एक्सट्रीमली हार्मफुल एंड that can cause cancer as well. But in Indian cities we use those things. So ये typical contribution देखा है हम लोगों ने इंडियन हाउस होल्ड्स में, जो एयर पोल्यूशन को कंट्रीब्यूट करता है. CO2 का प्रॉब्लम घरों में जनरली कम होता है क्योंकि वेंटिलेटेड हाउसेज होते हैं, खिड़की दरवाजे खोल के रखते हैं लोग, और हमारे प्रोडक्ट इन तीनों चीज़ों पे काम करते हैं. एंड दैट इज़ द यूनिक प्रोपोजिशन ऑल्सो फ्रॉम द मैकेनिकल प्यूरीफायर्स. मैकेनिकल प्यूरीफायर्स ओनली are able to handle the dust pollution part.
PM
जी.
Sir, इसमें जो microbes we are using, do they multiply over time in a particular space? So is there a chance कि वो multiply उनके आसपास के environment में spread हो जाए airborne, और फिर they can be a problem to people sitting
No,
inside?
वो सॉइल मीडिया से निकलते ही मर जाएंगे.
अच्छा.
जी.
So you said your product optimizes airflow in the rooms. So it must consume power.
Yes.
So how do you optimize that power?
So this product, it has a fan in the bottom. Through fan, any air purifiers will have to have a fan, so that there is a suction. So the fan will create the suction. We have inlets from the top, and then these are the outlets. So the air will be passing through these parts, and then the pressure will come out of the outlets. So this is typical airflow in a machine. And optimization wise, as Shubham mentioned, in the third iteration of our product, when we have all the IoT parts inbuilt in this. So what we are planning that system or the machine will automatically detect what is the air pollution level in your house or in your indoor space, and basis on that it can optimize the suction, it can optimize the energy consumption. Let's say if you have extremely bad air quality, it can run on the highest capacity possible, but if you have lower requirement, it can adjust to that. So that optimization will come from that.
सर जैसे कि अपने जो हाउस वगैरह रहता है आजकल धीरे धीरे करके छोटे होते जा रहे हैं, राइट? तो ऐसे वो मशीन जो अपने घर के लिए वो बड़ी हो सकती है, तो फ्यूचर में कुछ ऐसे तरीके हो सकती है वो मशीन को आप छोटा बना सके, बट सेम लेवल का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो.
See here, इसमें same thing goes in कि like thinking is like limitless. So obviously we are also working on that to make the things compact. इसलिए हमारा एक wall mounting solution है that is for the spaces which are semi open, and वहाँ वैसे space जहाँ पे जैसे if we take this conference room, यहाँ पे seating arrangement इतनी ज़्यादा है कि ज़मीन पे रखने की जगह कम है. So we have those wall mounting solution जो space का better utilization कर पाए. So that is already there.
And also आपके पास एक बार टेक्नोलॉजी आप फिगर आउट कर लेते हो, फिर आप उसके यूज़ केस बहुत सारे निकाल सकते हो. तो कॉम्पैक्ट हाउसेस हो गया, देन आप चाहोगे कि आप अपनी गाड़ियों में भी उसको फिट कर सको. Maybe you also want to fit it into your washroom and kitchens. So use cases are endless, and in the time to come, you might see those products coming up for very specific use cases, and it has actually already started.
और सर जो आप प्लांट्स यूज़ करते हैं क्या वो कुछ स्पेशल टाइप के ही प्लांट्स हैं या ये वो रिकमेंडेड बाय नासा जो आप
वो recommended list में है.
Okay.
15 plants की list रहती है. So basis on where you are living, we recommend certain plants. So कुछ plants होते हैं जो higher humidity में अच्छे रहते हैं, कुछ plants कम humidity में.
Sir, which difficulty you find in this process?
Sorry,
Which difficulty you find in this process?
in
What are the most challenging?
What challenges this process?
in startup journey or in this technology?
This product.
Technology. So technology wise, major challenges are firstly air pollution awareness is slightly on the lower side. So there is a less understanding of what to expect from an air purifier. So that is one big challenge. So for example, most of us have an understanding of water purifier, and if you have a water purifier, then you can be 100% sure that you will get fresh water supply. So most of the consumers also think for air purifiers in the same way. If you have one air purifier, you have complete guarantee of getting good fresh air supply. But that's not the case, because if let's say your purifier is sitting in this room, the other room might not have good air quality. Or maybe let's say if you have a purifier sitting in this room and you keep all the windows and doors open, then the purifiers won't work. So the kind of awareness or the understanding is growing, but that's currently a challenge. From our point of view, plant maintenance is also a challenge for many customers, because in metro cities where we operate, most of our consumers are first time plant buyers. They don't have any prior experience of maintaining any plant. So plant maintenance is another problem. And then third one is also on the cost side, because we are a small company, small startup right now. So for us to have a very solid supply chain, that's a work in progress. So right now our costs are a little higher, so our products are also priced at slightly premium. So those are some of the big challenges.
Sir, as I know कि I've done few things at the time of COVID, and we have built a small ventilator. So we find that the sensoric cost is very much on the higher side if you go with a higher precision. So how you are dealing with that, and how you are getting those sensors on a lower cost?
Right. So
Or you started manufacturing for the
So air pollution segment has two clear industries. One is air purification devices, and second one is air quality monitoring. So these are two extremely different segments, and you would find companies focusing on one or the other, because you need extremely different kind of capabilities to develop purifiers, or maybe the monitors part. We primarily focus on air purifiers, and that has been our core, and that's our DNA. For air quality sensors and monitors, we rely on our partners. That ecosystem is currently being built up. In fact, my alma mater, my IIT Kanpur is a leading institute who's developing low-cost air quality sensors, and there are other work also being done in that segment. But we ourselves don't have that capacity, and that's not our focus area. But in the time to come, you would find that these sensors would be integrated with your daily products, such as your smartwatch might also have those kind of sensors inbuilt. But right now the cost is extremely high, so you won't find those sensors right now in your typical products. But in the time to come, in 5 to 10 years, you would find those sensors to be extremely.
You will be getting a warning then that this area is
All
not
these spikes, all the warnings, that can be done.
come.
But right now, those sensors are expensive, and majority of it is only developed in China.
And so, I would come to a startup part. Then, as we all are students there, so everybody wants to join some startup to learn more or to gain more. So, how to decide that? The technology parts are different, but there is some economical aspects also, and this startup will do well or not. How to judge that before joining? Any startup that we had a startup culture and everybody wants to join some startup. So how to
Join
judge
as an employee or as a
as an
partner?
employer, as a partner? So how to judge that?
Basically, how to deal with uncertainty of the stuff as a career.
Different answer.
तो दो पार्ट हैं आपके क्वेश्चन के. पहला तो है कि स्टार्टअप ज्वाइन करना है वो कैसे डिसाइड होगा शायद, और अगर करना है तो फिर आप कैसे इवैल्यूएट करोगे कि वेदर दिस स्टार्टअप इज गोइंग टू वर्क वेल और नॉट एंड दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. सो स्टार्टअप ज्वाइन करना है कि नहीं, वो आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि अगर आप सब लोग इधर बैठे हैं तो दिस माइट बी ऑफ इंटरेस्ट टू यू. यू गाइज माइट हैव सम थॉट्स कि कभी ना कभी तो करना है. आई पर्सनली फील कि अभी हमारी करंट जनरेशन जो आप लोग हो, स्टार्टअप तो एकदम मस्ट है, बिकॉज अगले 20-30 सालों में आप देखोगे कि स्मॉल बिजनेसेस, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इज गोइंग टू टेक लार्जर परसेंटेज इन द GDP, एंड those impact will be also higher. So early on, if you get those kind of experiences, it will be really helpful. तो सबको करना चाहिए स्टार्टअप में छोटा बड़ा एक्सपीरियंस. दूसरा, आप जो इवैल्यूएट करने की बात कर रहे थे, सो उसका एक सिंपल फॉर्मूला या सिंपल आंसर नहीं है. तो पहला तो आपको देखना होगा कि आप क्यों ज्वाइन करना चाहते हो स्टार्टअप. वो बहुत बड़ा एक थॉट रहता है, बिकॉज कई बार इन माई एक्सपीरियंस लोग ज्वाइन किसी और रीज़न से करना चाहते हैं और इवैल्यूएट किसी और पैरामीटर को कर रहे होते हैं. तो फॉर एग्जांपल कई सारे लोग चाहते हैं कि उनको अभी कुछ नहीं आता है, कॉलेज में वो ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं दे पाए अपनी ग्रोथ पे, तो स्टार्टअप ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं, वहाँ पर थोड़ा सीखेंगे. तो ये उनका प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव रहता है. वो लोग ज्वाइन करते हैं ये देख के कि सैलरी काम कितनी ज़्यादा मिल रही है. तो दोनों अलग अलग पैरामीटर्स हैं. तो पहला तो यहीं से निकल के आता है कि आप खुद को बहुत अच्छे से समझें कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आर यू लुकिंग फॉर. सो लेट्स से ग्रोथ कि मेरे को अगले 2 साल में 5 साल की ग्रोथ अचीव करने का कोशिश करनी है. सो यू माइट वांट टू लुक एट स्टार्टअप्स विच आर इन देयर ग्रोथ फेज, जिनका इनिशियल मार्केट वैलिडेशन हो चुका है, थोड़ा बहुत फंडिंग आ चुकी है, एंड दे आर genuinely looking to scale up. So for example, we are also in the growth phase right now. So we will have more focus on growth parameters, कैसे चीज़ों को फास्ट मूव किया जाए, कैसे हम लोग 1 को 10 में मल्टीप्लाई किया जाए. So if someone is looking for growth options, so उस तरह के startup might be more relevant. Let's say if someone is looking to build their technical skills और मे बी ग्राउंड लेवल से उनको चीज़ें भी सीखनी है, तो मे बी एक्सट्रीमली अर्ली स्टेज स्टार्टअप्स माइट बी अ गुड ऑप्शन फॉर देम. क्योंकि वहाँ पर आप डे 1 पे सारे काम कर रहे होगे. हो सकता है सुबह आप मार्केटिंग देख रहे हो, शाम को आप फाइनेंस देख रहे हो, राइट. सो उस तरह की चीज़ें होंगी. लेट्स से मनी इज़ ऑल्सो अ कंस्ट्रेंट फॉर यू, and at the same time you also want to experience the growth. So then you might want to look at startups which are extremely well funded, might be doing might be in the late growth stage. So for example आपके urban company हो गया, ये जो late growth stage पे हैं, so you won't have financial problems or challenges there, but at the same time growth भी मिलेगा. So उस तरह के startups आपको ज़्यादा preferred होंगे. बट इन माई एक्सपीरियंस कई बार लोग को चाहिए क्या होता है, दैट्स नॉट वेरी क्लियर टू देम एंड दे एंड अप जजिंग दी स्टार्टअप फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट पैरामीटर. सो टिपिकली ये प्रोसेस होना चाहिए. इफ समवन इज कीन टू जॉइन अ स्टार्टअप, फर्स्ट यू इवैल्यूएट योरसेल्फ कि मेरे को नेक्स्ट 2 साल में क्या अचीव करना है, एंड देन यू लिस्ट डाउन योर प्रेफर्ड स्टार्टअप्स एंड जस्ट. अब दिल्ली में हो आप लोग तो जाके वॉक इन भी कर सकते हो.
Can you please throw some light on how you are achieving 500% magnification या क्या process है उसके पीछे, if that is not confidential at all, मतलब.
तो breathing roots technology में I think I covered that. So essentially when the air is passed in this machine, firstly the absorption is higher, so there is more and more air which is being pumped into the soil roots now. Then the soil media is specially designed so that contributes to the microbial growth. And third one is the entire airflow is managed in such a way that the air gets more and more chances to remain inside of the soil root zone. It's a biological process, it takes some time. So combining all these 3 things, the capability is amplified, and that is
That
how
is
that
research by you, जो वो डिज़ाइन एंड सॉइल कंपेटिबिलिटी है वो आपकी रिसर्च हुई है.
yeah.
तो जैसे जो प्लांट्स होते हैं वो डिफरेंट रीजन में डिफरेंट ग्रो करते हैं, राइट. जैसे कि आपका कहना है कि 15 प्लांट्स से जो नासा ने बताया और आप उनकी 15 प्लांट्स का वर्क कर रहे हैं, तो अज्यूम करते हैं जैसे कोई दिल्ली में कोई प्लांट 15 में से कुछ भी ग्रो नहीं कर रहा है अच्छे से, क्योंकि उनका वो जोग्राफी ही यहाँ पर उनको एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं करना चाह रहा है, तो उसका फिर यहाँ पे ड्रॉबैक नहीं हो जाएगा सर, या कुछ और तरीके हो सकते हैं उसको ग्रो करने के लिए?
सो मोस्टली जो नासा ने लिस्ट दी है दैट ऑल आर इंडोर प्लांट्स. सो ऐसा कोई ग्रोथ फैक्टर उनको रिस्ट्रिक्ट नहीं कर पाता है कि वो इस रीजन में उनके ग्रोथ ना करें. एक जस्ट मैटर 2 पैरामीटर्स होते हैं कि मॉइस्चर कंटेंट प्लांट को कितना होना चाहिए और सनलाइट कितना होना चाहिए, जो कि इंडिया में दोनों में से कहीं ना कहीं पे किस प्लांट के लिए कुछ ना कुछ पैरामीटर्स मीट हो जाते हैं और उनकी ग्रोथ हैम्पर नहीं होती है. और इसमें 2 चीज़ें, एक मशीन जो कि प्योरीफाई कर रहा है विद द हेल्प ऑफ प्लांट और प्लांट की ग्रोथ. सो ये दोनों चीज़ इंटर रिलेटेड नहीं है. मशीन की वजह से प्लांट की ग्रोथ कम या ज़्यादा नहीं होती है, वो होती है जितनी उसको जो उसकी कैपेसिटी है वो उतनी होती है. सो उस पर हैम्पर नहीं होता है.
सर एक को क्वेश्चन, जैसे आपका कहना है सर वो वाला जो मशीन है वो 500 मैग्निफिकेशन करता है, तो सर वो क्या प्लांट को उसमें कुछ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट है, छोटा प्लांट कम करेगा, बड़ा प्लांट ज़्यादा करेगा?
एब्सोल्युटली. एक प्लांट है वो x कर पा रहा है, तो इस मशीन पे लगने के बाद वो 500x करेगा. अगर कोई प्लांट 2x कर रहा है तो वो इसमें लगने के बाद 1000x करेगा. तो वो उस प्लांट की कैपेसिटी को 500 टाइम एम्पलीफाई कर रहा है. तो उसमें जितना प्लांट पुराना होता जाएगा, जितनी उसकी जड़ें बढ़ती जाएगी, उतना ज़्यादा प्यूरिफिकेशन ज़्यादा होगा.
नॉर्मल थंब रूल यही है कि प्लांट का जो रूट सिस्टम है वो जितना ज़्यादा डेवलप होगा उसमें उतनी ज़्यादा माइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटीज़ होंगी और उतना ज़्यादा वो प्यूरिफिकेशन देगा. दैट थंब रूल.
सर ये जो डिवाइस बेसिक पैरामीटर, सर इन योर previous talk you just said कि आपका प्रोडक्ट थोड़ा in your previous conversation you just said right now कि आपका प्रोडक्ट थोड़ा प्रीमियम है, so it's cost high, but it's around 40,000 if I would talk specifically about this product. So coming to the other competitors, those who are right now in the air purifier market, would you think this would sustain for a longer period in the Indian market as it is bit not cost effective?
No, it would not sustain. So you have to have a cost comparison. I mean, you need to be in the same range as your competitors. So in India, most of the air purifiers are being sold in 15 to 20,000 of range, and that's our goal as well, to bring the costs so low so that we can also offer the room air purifier in that segment. We launched this at 40,000 because we wanted to test the pricing and certain other things. 40,000 का भी एक market है, definitely there is a market. Extremely premium devices such as Dyson, if you have heard about them. So Dyson is actually the Apple of air purifier. So they have all the products which are in 40,000 and above range. So this product was directly placed in that category, and we got good feedback that what needs to be the price point that these kind of technologies can sell. So 20,000, 15,000 range is the one that we know that will work best for this product. And in fact, this year we are launching the second generation of Ublink Live, which is going to be exactly placed at 20,000. So,
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन ये है कि जैसे यूजुअली सॉरी सर
सर अभी 2 क्वेश्चन वाले
सर ये जो प्रोडक्ट है बेसिकली अभी आपने बताया था कि 2 चीज़ें अलग अलग होती हैं। फर्स्ट की फिल्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस अलग है और मतलब एयर फिल्ट्रेशन अलग है और एयर क्वालिटी मॉनिटरिंग अलग चीज़ है। तो ये दोनों चीज़ें इसमें इनबिल्ट हैं और इसमें ऐसा कुछ पैरामीटर भी लगा हुआ है कि इतना मतलब अगर एयर पॉल्यूशन मेरा अगर इतना हो तो इतना ही एयर को फिल्टर करेगा ये डिवाइस, ऐसा कुछ इसमें कुछ लगा हुआ है। और सेकेंड सर इसी में इंक्लूडेड है VOCs कंपाउंड, बेसिकली ऑर्गेनिक वोलेटाइल ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स जो हैं इसमें फिल्टर हो सकते हैं
जी।
So, coming on to the first question कि एयर क्वालिटी मॉनिटरिंग और एयर प्योरिफिकेशन, हाँ दोनों अलग चीज़ होती हैं, बट वी हैव अ सेंसर इनबिल्ट इन दिस प्रोडक्ट जो कि आपको कलर कोडेड इंडिकेशन देगा कि आपकी एयर क्वालिटी किस लेवल पे है। अगर वो एयर क्वालिटी ज़्यादा है तो दैट विल शो रेड और विच इफ इट्स बिलो 50 इट विल शो ग्रीन। सो ये इंडिकेटर देता है प्रोडक्ट to judge the air quality of that indoor space. ठीक है। And what was your second question?
VOC.
ये चीज़ और सर कि इसमें पैरामीटर है कुछ, जैसे कि एयर क्वालिटी के लिए बताया उसने कि मतलब ग्रीन है, कुछ इंडिकेशन वो देना है मेरे को। तो कितना एयर फिल्टर हो गया है इसका भी कुछ इसमें
नहीं, ये ऐसा नहीं होता है कि कितना एयर फिल्टर हो गया है। इसमें इसका एक फ्लो रेट होता है, ठीक है, विच इज़ अभी इसमें 300 CFM है। ओके, सो ये फ्लो रेट पे वो फील करता है। और जो आपकी इंडोर एयर होती है उसमें बहुत सारे इन्फिल्ट्रेशन होते हैं, ठीक है। अगर आप इस रूम पे चला रहे हो वो सर्टेनली प्यूरीफायर उसको नीचे लेके आएगा, बट आपके कॉमन हाउस होल्ड में खिड़कियाँ होती हैं, दरवाजे होते हैं जो खुलते बंद होते रहते हैं, तो वो पोल्यूटेंट वापस से आ जाएंगे जिसको उसको वापस से क्लीन करना होगा। तो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि एक बार एक हवा क्लीन हो गई तो वो साफ मेंटेन रहे या कुछ नंबर वो मेजर कर पाए, बट दैट इज अ कंटिन्यूअस ऑनगोइंग प्रोसेस जिस पे वो चलता रहेगा।
So broadly speaking, the amount of air that has been cleaned or the volume of air that has been cleaned, it's not the best parameter to judge an air purifier. It's like judging a student basis on how much hours the student has sat on the desk. It doesn't matter, right?
ओके सर, तो फिर इसका मतलब ये कि अगर हम कॉन्टिन्यूसली इस डिवाइस को ऑपरेट करें तो इट मीन्स कि हमारा पावर कंजप्शन जो डिवाइस की जो एफिशिएंसी होगी फिर वो डे बाई डे रिड्यूस होती चली जाएगी।
नहीं, ये केस नहीं होगा। ये मैंने अभी मेंशन किया कि जैसे जैसे प्लांट पुराना होता जाएगा, इसमें मेनली जो प्राइमरी फिल्टरेशन है वो थ्रू प्लांट है, तो जैसे जैसे प्लांट ग्रो करेगा प्यूरिफिकेशन का लेवल उतना ही बढ़ेगा। और पावर कंजप्शन पे आते हैं, सो टिपिकली जो भी एयर प्यूरीफायर इस टाइम मार्केट में है वो 30 वॉट से 50 वॉट के बीच में कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं। पावर की एफिशिएंसी की बात करते हैं तो उसका भी एक पैरामीटर होता है कि ये इस इतने से इतने के बीच में इसका पावर कंजप्शन होता है। तो जितने भी टिपिकली इस टाइम एयर प्यूरीफायर है मार्केट में वो 30 से 50 वॉट के बीच में रेंज करते हैं। सो दिस वन ऑल्सो लाइज इन दैट रेंज ओनली। तो उसमें ऐसा कुछ नहीं।
VOCs कंपाउंड के लिए मैं
Sir, I'll just take the last question. उसके बाद
अच्छा मैं पूछ लेता हूँ। I will add something in this question. Actually, mainly who are your customers? Because as you told, it is a premium product. And second, it is B2B model or B2C?
Right. So, sir, in the last 5 years, because it's a new industry, what we have done that we are we did a lot of sprints wherein we worked with all sorts of customers and we tried all sorts of models as well. So we have worked with individual customers, we have worked with hospitals, fitness centers, offices and everything. Now we have decided for ourselves that we will be working in B2C segment only primarily, focusing our individual users and these target group TG will be the one who are primarily second time air purifier buyer. So as a startup that has been a conscious call that we can't afford to invest our time and money in educating the customer to buy a new air purifier or buy the first air purifier of their life, but rather we want to invest the air purifier owner who have already a certain understanding of pollution level or the machines and everything, and we want to focus on them to get a more robust purifier and which generally is
The
the
person who can
direction.
compare the quality.
Compare the quality
With the
and
existing
it's an upgrade for them
The
in terms
existing
of
one, he can compare them. Then
air
he can
quality
understand
benefits.
about the importance of the product.
So most of our users are the second time air purifier buyers and those are the target groups that we are targeting with our products.
ऐसा इवन लाइक एयर प्योरीफायर समथिंग जो घर में प्लेस होते हैं, सो इसमें उनको एस्थेटिकली बहुत ही प्लीजिंग चाहिए होता है सेकंड टाइम बायर को. फर्स्ट टाइम वो एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए लेते हैं और सेकंड टाइम दे ट्राई टू फाइंड समथिंग जो उनके इंटीरियर के साथ अच्छे तरीके से जाए और पर्पस भी सर्व
Actually, मेरा पर्पस ये था पूछने का, आर यू टारगेटिंग मिडिल क्लास?
So middle class definitely sir, I mean middle class इंडिया में तो अभी बहुत बड़ी वो भी हो गई, मतलब it's a big spectrum also, middle class में बहुत सारा आ गया है अभी. And in metro cities, most of our customers are actually the middle class segments only, which have stable income and stable lifestyle, and they have started to own their first air purifiers. Especially after COVID, we have seen an uptake in a lot of people getting their first air purifiers, and that cycle we have seen that after the first air purifier, after 2 to 3 years, you want to experiment with your second air purifier.
So do you provide this AMC part also because it needs annual maintenance?
Not the AMC for individual users. For our corporate users, definitely there is an AMC clause. But for individual customers, after the warranty has expired, we provide after sales services. So for any challenges or problems.
The main income which I heard will be generated by after service maintenance. It is also the source of income.
Absolutely, sir. That's a model. In fact, a lot of companies are also going for, so that there is a recurring revenue coming in. And air purifier business is also getting there. I mean, one of the direction that industry is moving is subscription-based air purification devices. So you might see in the future that 2 महीने के लिए 6 महीने के लिए आप purifier लो और उसके बाद you can take it back.
अच्छा.
Or maybe you pay 500 rupees per month. So that kind of model is also being experimented.
So these products are available on e-commerce site?
Yeah. So our preferred mode is e-commerce only. So Amazon, Flipkart, and our own website is where you will find these products.
So you want to announce some discounts for this audience?
I will share my and Shubham's phone number and email ID.
Yes.
Not just the discount. We have our office in Gurgaon, and we will be happy to host you if you are interested.
We will visit if I will be there, right?
Absolutely, we would love to host you and show you around our place. Our office is one of the most clean
Definitely.
place you would find in Delhi. And I mean, if you're a technology enthusiast or maybe startup enthusiast, you would definitely love that. So not just the discount is also there, but we can see a lot of other things.
So just one last question, like, are you guys working on something related to increasing the oxygen capacity in a closed environment? Because when it comes to plant, first things that comes to mind is oxygen. So are you thinking about marketing it as a product that increases the oxygen level in the
So that's not our focus. But to increase the oxygen supply or maybe to manage the CO2, we have the ventilation product, which is to bring in the fresh air from outside.
So there is any government agency which is certifying for, like, we got a pressure cooker with ISO, so it's similar to there is some certification by the government that just verify.
There are certain standards, and we've also gotten our products tested and certified from those labs itself. So there are certain labs in IIT Bombay and IIT Kanpur. We've gotten our products tested over
So
there.
they are